Saturnians on top of fucking Schreiner International headquarters right now. I can see fucking Saturnians. Just give me 1 second. I'll see if I can get this shit on camera. It's right above that fucking pillar. You probably can't see that on camera, but I can like distinctly see like 6 Saturnian black boxes right now. And these guys had their little ritual for the 24th. They have the lights on at night, and they do whatever they're doing. And I believe the guy that's the third shift officer on duty here when I'm not working is a demon, because he doesn't go on the roof ever. And his name is Dion Williams, and he never goes on the roof. And Fred never went on the roof either, because I guess he's afraid of ravens. So this guy probably doesn't think that I know who he is, but yeah, it's kind of obvious, especially since I notice all these like little blue squares, little blue rectangles on the floor that are like scanning me and all that kind of crap. So look at him go. Damn it, I missed him. I saw him. Where'd that little feller go? There's 2 of them, but I don't have the lighting. I think they think this box here is a dumpster. There they are, 2 little raccoons. They better not attack me. So my 5th dimensional friend that follows me around and downloads me with information that's like a high frequency guy, he told me something, which was, remember in the last video, the dragons fighting serpents, how I said that if I had my own Boaz computer that I wouldn't like act like a dick to the people? Well, the problem with that is that if I were to do that, if I were to be a nice guy, then within like a matter of like probably like 300 years, all the people in my prison planet would become graduate souls and they would all escape. It's kind of like how if you capture a bunch of butterflies with a net and you don't like close the opening, then all your butterflies will escape the net, and all your hard work to build the net will go to waste. So you have to have like an endless maze, and you have to have like endless tricks up your sleeve, and you have to have like, you know, the Ron Pauls and the Alex Joneses and the Glenn Keelys and all the other useless people. You know, I mean, I'm surprised that they spin the truth like so many ways. It's like, how many ways can you possibly spin the truth? Now you got that one guy saying that, you know, he's not saying Neanderthal, he's saying Sasquatch. And then you got like Glenn Keely that makes the whole Neanderthal thing look like all the Neanderthals are dead and it's just their computer. That's a lot. It's like, how many times can you spin the fucking truth? It's like how many fucking times can you do this? It's like, and you can always tell when someone's like full of shit, because they will only talk about like one aspect of it. Like, for example, there was that one lady who was talking about the jinn, and she says the word jinn like 1,000 times. That's like the rule. If you find a video where you can like take a shot every time the person says like their little gimmick word, it's like, there was that one woman who was like the occult Barbara Walters, and like you can take a shot every time she says gin. And then like with Glenn Keely, you can take a shot every time he says Neanderthaler, and then because that's his gimmick word. And then for someone like trying to think of another one, like okay, like take Bashar. Bashar's like gimmick word is like hybrid this, hybrid that, hybrid, 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 hybrid. You can like take a shot every time he says hybrid. And then with other people, you can like take a shot every time they say like yoga or this. You know, it just goes on and on and on, and everyone has like their own stupid little gimmick. Like, you know, David Icke, you know, you can take a shot every time he says like reptilian people, but he won't say like Naga serpent. He won't talk about the Moors. He won't talk about like paying your bills with your social security number. Oh no, he don't talk about any of that stuff. And then it's like same thing with Alan Watt. You can like take a shot every time he says like League of Nations or Council on Foreign Relations or International Monetary Fund. You can take a shot every time he says that because those are his gimmick words. That's his like territory. And that's the thing I realize is that there's so many people that have like a truth territory. It's like, you know, the Huffington Post doesn't infringe upon the Alex Jones show, and the Alex Jones show doesn't infringe upon Tajrik Bey, and Tajrik Bey doesn't infringe upon the 13th Son, and the 13th Son doesn't infringe upon me, and, you know, 13 Signs Astrology doesn't infringe upon like Kemet Prince, and like they've all taken the truth, and they're like, okay, I'm going to spin it this way, I'm going to spin it that way. You know, don't copy my gimmick. You can have a similar gimmick, but don't copy it. And it's just like a never-ending like bullshit story. And that's why I am Neo, because I put it all together and made them all look like the black people that they are. And when I say black people, I'm not talking about skin. I'm talking about a mentality of a minority. Minority being a mind of a child. So, you know, a child that's like 13 years old. So if you trap a bunch of souls in a computer, you can't be nice to them. You have to give them a fluoride. You have to give them a whole maze of never-ending tricks, a never-ending, you know what I think the biggest like trick of all time was like the beautiful woman thing. That's one of the best tricks there is. Another good trick is like the bodybuilding and the gym, the dope. I mean, let's face it, all those people that go to the gym, they're just dopes. They're dopamine. Bunch of dopes using all the muscles except the one that really matters. Total minorities, total beast people, total black people. Once again, that's not a reference at the melanin enriched. That's a reference to minorities, people who have the mind of a child, beast people too. Let's see if we can find any gray aliens in this room. I always meditate in this room, and I had a guy tell me that he's seen gray aliens in this room before. Maybe we'll see them again. Oh, there's a pillar. Oh, by the way, I'm doing a vegan fast right now, and I ate some tofu today, and I haven't eaten tofu in like forever, and it just made my balls.
Remember, there was the guy in Bulgaria who said that they were going to nuke New York, and then Rachel confirmed that. Now they just put a video from Alex Jones out about Obama giving a speech, and he's like, my concern is nuke going off in Manhattan. And furthermore, on an unrelated note, we're supposed to pray. When I say pray, I mean like positive intention. So it's like you have the 13 scum always being negative, being like, oh, prayer is just like, you know, Vatican ritual for fellatio, and getting on your knees and going like this is like a mime for oral sex, and turns out turns out we're supposed to pray after all, because positive intention like turns out like 60% of the time. So start praying. Now it's time to do a video on what I call stupid questions, or questions that I know I can't give you like the answer you want, or there's only one answer that you want from a question. For example, like one of the last videos I made, a guy asked me, where do you get your information from? Now I can tell by his tone, and I can tell because I have like my warlock abilities, some warlock abilities, I can tell like what he's really saying. What he's really saying is, I'll never accept anything you're saying, so I'm going to challenge you with this question, and no matter what answer you give me, it's not good enough. You know, the people that always like want proof. It's like they don't know how long I've sifted through like information, and how long I've cross-examined information. And I remember I had that woman, and this is a very female question that she asked me. She asked me, Jordan, did you get the Boaz computer concept from the Akashic Records? That's a very chick question to ask. She asked me, did I get the Boaz computer concept from the Akashic Records? Very female question. Because the concept of the Akashic Records is extremely, it's valid, it's true, it exists. Don't get me wrong, it does exist, but it's one of those things that's extremely, I guess I want to use the word new agey. It's what, in other words, everyone else who says the words Akashic Records usually turns out to be like an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, usually someone that says the words Akashic Records turns out to be like someone like Andrew Bartzis, the so-called galactic historian. That's another like guy that might know galactic history, but otherwise he turns out to be like really full of shit. Or like I said, he's just not like telling you the whole truth. And so many people ask questions that I already know what they're really saying. You know, it's kind of like when you tell a chick, you know, you go on a date with a woman and you say, hey, you look really good tonight, which means that I would love to fuck you. So when someone watches like one of my recent videos, like the dragons fighting serpents, and they're like, where do you get your information from? What they're really saying is, I don't believe what you say, you know, so on and so forth. And there's no pleasing these people, which is why they have to die, because they've had too long to try to get it right. And Gilbert is very correct when he says things like, you know, what does dragons fighting serpents have to do with you getting yourself right? It has nothing to do with you getting yourself right. See, this is why I said in the video, I was like, you know, this concept is like not really for you, the profane. Like, you people watching this, you really have no position to like understand a concept like dragons fighting serpents on planet Sirius, because it's not like for you, because you're not like, it's not like to insult you, but just you're never going to be like on my level. You're never going to be on like a intergalactic politician level, or a level where you need to know the truth so you can get like the best position for yourself. In other words, I need to know the truth so I don't look like a fool. when I go to 5D and start engaging with other people, and well, they probably already think I am a fool, but as far as that D-Health Store bath video, I knew some minority, when I say minority I mean mind of a child, I knew someone who was a minority was going to flag that video, and sure enough, it does not get a strike. It got an age restriction. So you try to pull some more, you know, crap. You try to pull some crap, and you failed. If you're nothing but the lack person I say you are, L-A-C-K, lack person, total minority, total mind of a child. So apparently you do get to see my penis.